What's up everyone, welcome back to another video, and today we're going to be playing APM, and today we have a huge emergency that we have to save. So we don't have too much time, we only have till like 6 p.m. and if you guys are excited, make sure to smash that like button and subscribe, and let's get into it. So we have our work truck right here. We're going to be taking this thing, hold on, let me turn this thing back on, and this thing is a huge crash because a police car ended up crashing with a work truck that was carrying a trailer filled with trucks. So this is going to be an insane save, so we have no time. We're gonna see if there's anyone over there at the incident or everyone's been transferred to the hospital, but let's make a left turn right here just like so, and we're gonna be seeing what kind of truck or semi we're gonna be using to save this mess. But apparently it's gonna be right down this road. Yeah, I think it's gonna be right down this road. All right, but I am kind of nervous because I did hear over the radio that it was going to be a big car crash, so I am kind of nervous. Oh my goodness, look how huge this incident is. Wait, hold on, I gotta turn on my emergency lights. All right, look at this incident. Yo, this is crazy. There is no way. What the heck? Holy moly guacamole. And this is a police car that got completely destroyed. Yo, this is crazy. All right, so I think we're gonna get the brand new semi with a flatbed and then bring it so we can tow these vehicles, because there is a lot. We have to tow 1, 2, 3, and 4 vehicles today. Oh my goodness, we have a lot of work today. So let's get back in the work truck, or actually, you know what, no, let's do that. Well, let's get in the work truck. We're gonna turn around right here, so let me carefully do a 3-point turn, and let's make our way to the mechanic shop so we can get the semi with a flatbed so we can start saving all of these cars. All right, let's make a left turn right here. For a second I thought it was a right turn, but it's a left. But this actually is one of the biggest car crashes I have seen in APM. Let me know if you've seen any bigger car crashes than this. But we have the mechanic shop right here. Let's see where the semi is. I actually don't know where it is. Let me check in this garage. I don't see anything so far. It is completely empty. And what the heck, dude, it is completely empty. There's nothing here. All right, so I'm not gonna close it because we're gonna put some cars in there later. So let me check the bag. Maybe the bag does have someone. Oh my goodness, it's right here, dude. It is literally right here. So we're gonna get in the semi. Let me just leave my truck right here, turn it off, and let's work our way inside of this semi. And this is probably one of my favorite semis in APM. Dude, this thing looks super good. But we're gonna make our way back to the incident, and the only thing I don't like about this semi is that it takes forever to gain some speed. It has like so many gears. I think there's about 13 gears that it goes through. But anyways, let me also turn on my beacon lights just like so, and let me turn on my amber lights. How do I turn this thing on? All right, that should be good right there. All right, we are on our way back to the accident. We're gonna go and save everyone, so do not worry. We're gonna make a right turn right here. This is kind of embarrassing. All right, let's make a right turn right here, and there we go. Awesome, that was a successful turn right there. All right, so we are back to the accident. I don't know what we're gonna start off with. Maybe with a police car, honestly. I think that is something that we are going to start off with. So let me go around and we might start. Yeah, let's do that. That's actually a good idea. Let's begin by picking up the police car. So we're gonna put this thing right here, turn this thing off. And how do I get this thing down? I forgot how to use this. Oh, here it is. So first off, we gotta raise the bed, and then let me extend it just like so. Let me just extend that all the way. I'm not sure how much I'm gonna need to use, and there we go. It is now finished extending, so let me raise this a little bit more. All right, there we go. We have the flatbed all the way to the ground. So let's try to remove this patrol car. This thing does not, oh, there we go, it's turning on, but it does not want to move at all. Yeah, this thing does not work. I think we have to put it with our winch. So let me grab my winch and let me try to connect it. Hopefully this works. If not, I'm kind of screwed. But there we go, it is now connected to the patrol car. I'm gonna try to retract it. All right, so let's start retracting this thing. Let's see if it's able to go on the flatbed. I'm really hoping it does, but so far everything is working, so this is actually pretty exciting. But I don't want to get too excited because anything could go wrong at any moment. But let's hope that it is completely aligned. And I don't think it's aligned. Yeah, this thing is a little bit crooked. I'm gonna try to turn the wheels on this thing actually. All right, there we go. I was able to move and turn the wheels. I'm gonna hope that this works now because it was a little bit crooked. So let's continue retracting this thing, and okay, so far so good. What the heck? And I do not know what is happening right now. This thing is not working. What the hell? Yeah, I don't know what is wrong with this thing. I think we have to pick up a new trailer because this thing is not working. Alrighty everyone, I am now back. Whoops, I was able to bring a brand new trailer, so hopefully this works out. If not, then I quit with this mission. Actually, you know what, I am not a quitter. So let me get this thing backed up. We're gonna try to get this thing on on the flatbed. Let me carefully do this and turn off the engine. So let me begin by lowering the ramp just like so. Nice. And then does this thing have a winch? It does not have a winch. All right, so we're gonna try to move this. Hopefully the engine is now working. All right, not bad. All right, I think it's working now. Awesome. All right, I'm gonna try to get this thing on the bed just like so. Awesome. And honestly, we can probably fit one more car. Yeah, we can fit one more car. All right, so let me try to grab one of these. So I'm gonna try to get in, and okay, this thing is super stuck. All right, what if I oh yeah, this is super stuck. Wait, I think I can turn it. No, this thing does not want to budge. All right, so let's think. Wait a minute, you know what? I think my truck has a winch, and it does have a winch. Okay, so I have a plan. So I think we gotta get closer, and I'm gonna try to use the winch so we can get this thing connected and rolled back over. So I'm gonna do this, and then I'm gonna hop out, grab my winch. It's a cable, not a winch. And then we're gonna go all the way back here, and we're gonna try to connect this thing. Let me see if this thing connects. Let me do this. Attach. Come on, please. I just want this thing to flip over. All right, so I'm gonna retract it. Let's see if it kind of, oh nope, it does not want to flip over. All right, so let me quickly disconnect this, and let me try to reconnect it. Maybe it has another point I could use. All right, I'm gonna try from this side. Maybe this works. I'm hoping it does. If not, it's probably gonna be really bad. Oops, I disconnected it. You know what? Let me just disconnect this just like so, and disconnect my trailer. Let me do that, and I'm just gonna pull the Ford from this angle. Hopefully this works. This should work. Technically it should. So let me grab my cable one more time, and then let me connect it just like so, and let's see if this thing works. So we're gonna retract the winch, and come on, flip over, please, and let's go. Oh my goodness, that is amazing. All right. Oh no, this thing is rolling. All right, let me get in and park. Oh my goodness, that was super bad. All right, I'm gonna try to get this thing on top of the trailer. So let me carefully back this thing up. Thankfully the engine is still working, so I'm gonna park this thing right about here, and I'm gonna get this thing back and raise. So how do I raise this? Okay, like this. All right, awesome. So now we have both trucks right there, and then we're gonna try to connect it back to the trailer. All right, so let me quickly do this. Let me go in front and back up. Awesome. So I'm gonna do a super wide turn right here. This is not good. All right, let me back up, and then we can now head over to the mechanic shop so we can drop these things off and come back for these two. But oh my goodness, you guys, this mission has been a complete headache. This is probably going to be my longest rescue I have ever done in APM, but it's going to be completely worth it because they're going to pay me a lot of money in today's video. But we have the mechanic shop on our left side, so good thing I left one of them open already. So I'm going to do this, and we're going to back up into the garage. Look at this. I am a pro at this game. Oh my goodness, I'm super good. All right, I think that should be good. Let me turn this thing off, and let me lower the ramps. The ramps are now lowered, so let me get these things unloaded from the trailer. I think I'm gonna park this right here, and then I'm gonna park this thing right down next to the second garage. All right, I think this is going to be perfect right here. I also need to turn off the lights. All right, let me turn the light bar off. Awesome. Yeah, this thing has to go and get fixed. Alrighty, we have one more trip to go. Let me just raise the ramp so we can make our way over there. Let me hop in, and I'll meet you guys over there. Alrighty, everyone, we are now back. I'm gonna try to flip over this trailer with the truck connected. Hopefully this works. I think it is going to work. I just know it. I have a gut feeling, so I'm gonna, if this works, I'm a genius. I'm gonna try to connect it to one of the bumpers. Let's see which location is, oh, right here. This is going to be good. All right, I'm gonna try to pull on the winch. So in 3, 2, and 1. Oh, I disconnected it. Oh my goodness, I am so clumsy. All right, let me try again. So in 3, 2, and 1. Come on, flip over, please, flip over. Nope, it's not flipping over. All right, let me try the back. I think the back would work. Alrighty, let's try to flip this over in 3, 2, and 1. Come on, flip. Oh no, this is not good. Alrighty, I'm gonna try to get in the truck, and I'm gonna back up. So maybe this works like the oh my goodness, this actually worked. I am a genius. You know what? I think I could just drive this to the mechanic shop. You know what? Let's try this. I think it should work. Okay, so far so good. The engine turns on. All right. Oh, the wheel in the back feels a little bit funny though. You know what? Let me quickly park this thing to the side. All right, let me just turn on my emergency lights like so, and let me park to the side of the road. We're gonna try to attempt to take this to the mechanic shop. So let me hop in, and okay, so far so good. All right, let me actually turn on my emergency lights because this is not good. This is super dangerous, and this truck is super nice. Is this a Denali? All right, let's make a left turn right here, and thank God the mechanic shop is literally right down here. But oh my goodness, you guys, I am so happy that we are almost, oh my goodness, I was about to crash again, but I am so happy that we are almost close with finishing this job. Let me just close this and open this one. All right, nice. Let me hop back in, and let's get in here. Awesome. awesome. Oh my goodness, I forgot that I parked that there. All right, you know what? Let me just park this thing over here. I don't know where to put this thing. This thing is so huge. Or you know what? I think I can just park it right down here in the middle. I think that should be fine. All right, I'm gonna turn off the emergency lights, engine, and then I'm gonna get an Uber so I can go and pick up my truck. Alrighty, everyone, we are now back. My Uber just dropped me off. He sped away really fast. I think he had to do something. I think he had to go to the restroom. But I just got a call from my friend, and he told me he ended up picking up the trailer because he had to use it. But he left my truck right here, which honestly is a great thing for me because I don't have to go and return it. But anyways, let's start making our way back home because I am super freaking tired. It is almost the afternoon. Good thing we managed to finish this job right before the sunset, because imagine doing this job in the middle of the night. Dude, that sounds like a complete headache. But anyways, I'm gonna drive home and I'll meet you guys over there. Home sweet home. Oh my goodness, you guys, I am so happy to be back home. I'm gonna park in my driveway, so let me turn around and let me get this thing parked right. Oh, I kind of hit my garage. But anyways, I think that it doesn't really matter. But anyways, what a super long day of heavy work and hauling trailers. So if you guys did enjoy this video, make sure to smash that like button and subscribe, and let me know what video I should do next. Maybe I'll do it this week. But for now, I'll catch you guys on to the next one. Peace.